Yeshua said, let the righteous continue on in righteousness, let the unrighteous continue on in unrighteousness. Reading the old accounts, like Yahusha also said, if your hand offends you, cut it off. Separate the people who don't want to live in accordance with Torah from you, from out of your midst. Because in the old days, the only way to turn back Yahuah's anger was to kill all the people committing the offense. And that's where the Sharia law comes in. That's where they get that from. And we're to obey the laws of the land, so we can't just go around killing everybody who's a problem in our family. But we can stop associating with them. Cut the branches, so to speak. That's a Jewish phrase for it. They cut the branches. They cut their branches. That's what they did with Josephus. Josephus was a Jew. Although, Jew is probably not even the right term now. Like, they were Yahudim, those who were Yahuah's people. They were Hebrews. They were Israelites. And Jew is just a twisting of those from Judea. Just because they were in Judea doesn't necessarily make them one of Abraham's descendants. Like, I'm getting clued in on it all. Like, when Yahusha told the Sadducees and Pharisees, you know, we do not have the same Father. We always thought that was spiritually, he was, you know, that was metaphorical, metaphysical. No, it could have been literal. Because even in reading through Maccabees and books like that, it says people who were not Jews, I think it was Susanna as well, were sitting in council as judges and corrupted things. So all the people, especially if they're secular Jews, there's no such thing as a secular Jew. If you are Hebrew, if you are an Israelite, you follow Torah. You believe in Yahuah. And if you do not, you are not one of Yahuah's people. You are not a Yahudim. But yes, if you're being wishy-washy about certain people, certain things in your life, no, cut them out. Cut them out from you completely. If I'm hesitating and zoning off, it's because I'm reflecting, like, alright, what do I have to get rid of? what do I have, like, besides this thing? I don't know. But yes, I do know the extreme. Like, oh, you make an excuse. Oh, I forgot to get this. It's, you know, the Sabbath. I'll just go to the store. Alright, Jewish people start planning for the feast a month ahead of time. This is how seriously we are to take the observance of these things. Now, Yahuah's just got me stumbling into it, like, I'm just learning about this. Okay, I'm observing this day. It's today. Okay, how do I do this? dropping everything and making do. I made sure I had enough water in, just like I knew it was going to be a hot day today. So I made sure first thing in the morning, I filled up all my water. I unjammed that window that's been jammed that I couldn't get open, because that's where all the cool air is, like on that side of the camper, shaded, so I want to be able to blow that cool air in. Like, take care of all these things, because you know it's going to be hot. You know Yahuah is coming. Like, this is his day. Really be and reflecting, like, how long have you known that, dude's name wasn't Jesus, and it isn't Yeshua, it's Yahusha, like, but he just played off, well, that's who they understand, so I'm just going to use that. I had to make that decision. I made it hard. I'm like, no, I don't even want those names coming. I don't even, the resonance, okay? We're aligning metaphysically with that. We are vibrating in alignment with that, including ourselves in that vibration, that tone, and that opens doorways, letting it in. Like, so, as the Jews who teach, the Kabbalah and all of that, they've basically made that their religion, and they don't believe in a personality, Yahuah, going to come do these things. It doesn't mean that the metaphysical things aren't true. It's just, where do you prioritize them? And you wouldn't even have to know that if you would just follow the feasts and observances and the Torah statements. You wouldn't have to know all that. You wouldn't have to know how it works. I'm happy not knowing, like, getting into the nitty gritty, tearing things apart. What happens if you touch, the heart while it's still pumping? I'm horrified by that stuff. Like, at a C-section, I'm sitting there like, I am totally appalled that somebody would have seen my inside, something in me I had never seen. Why would you do that? Why would you want that? Because the doctor didn't want the inconvenience of possibly a breached child being born. Well, there are things you could do to turn the child. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll swing you around and around and around the room and smack you up against the wall. Then maybe that child will turn around. And my husband's like, no, it's better just do the C-section. Then I don't have to, like, leave work in a hurry and show up at the hospital. No, just schedule it. Then I can schedule my day off for work. Be careful who you marry, because you're subject to them. Especially if they're taking your car that you worked hard to pay off with to work every day, so you can't go anywhere without them, and they're not going to drive you to a different doctor in a different hospital that's going to say, oh yeah, we can help her. Dude don't want surprises. So, emphasis. That person that you just always say, no, I don't want to get caught up in that, no. And I've done this before too, a friend. When I started, trying to retrain my neural pathways. Always think about the positive. Always, and my friend calls me and she wants to tell me all about her mother. And, blah, blah, blah. And I say, okay, I love you, but for the next couple weeks, I'm just focusing on positive, and I can't listen to you complain about your mother. So if we could just talk about something else or take some time off while I do this for myself, so I'm not prone to depression. And she like, blah, blah, blah. And then she calls me a few weeks later. She's like, I tried to do what you did, And it helps so much. Oh my goodness. Cutting people off is sometimes the best thing you can do for them. So, yeah, it's that urgent. It's that urgent. Sharia law urgent, but don't do it. Don't go killing your children. I know you do it while they're in the womb, but abortion. I'm just saying, like, cut people off from you. Just stop associating with them. It's important. Because as you read through the examples, you will see Yahuwah's wrath is about to come down. And it's like, alright, I'm sorry, but we gotta kill all these. Like, that's it. And the Israelites, when they came back from Babylonian exile, a bunch had wives and children from the nations, and they had to let go of them, send them away. This is why you don't get in relationships with them to begin with, because then you end up with a bunch of fatherless children running around because somebody realized they made a mistake by getting with you. That sucks. But all lessons are learned. We made it this far. We just continue.